Hello and welcome to the Winning Post, powered by Delton Casinos in association with the Serum Institute of India. I'm Mandira Lalwani, and before we go any further, a quick look at the headlines.
First up, we fly to France to the hallowed turf at Longchamp, which played host to the Qatar Prix de Triomphe last Sunday, starting off with the Prix Marcel Boussac, which was the first race of the day. After that, we bring you all the action from the big race of the day, the Qatar Prix de Triomphe, which had Trev trying to accomplish alleged feats from 1977-78, trying to win the race 2 years in a row. And finally, we head back to India to take a look ahead at the Nanoli Stud Pune Derby to be run this weekend at the Pune racecourse.
First up, we take you straight to France, where the most exciting race weekend in the continent took place in the first weekend of October. This, of course, is the weekend of the Prix de Triomphe, the richest turf race in the world.
It's not a race, it is a monument. A more befitting description would be hard to find in the world of horse racing for the grand event that is the weekend of the Prix de Triomphe. Run on the first Sunday in October on the hallowed turf at Longchamp, the race is Europe's most prestigious. With a purse of €5 million this year, the Arc has now become the world's richest turf race and the world's second richest horse race behind the Dubai World Cup. The race's honor roll includes some of the greatest names in horse racing, including See the Stars, Daydream and Zarqawa. This year was the race's 94th running, and like each year, the Longchamp racecourse glittered with glamour and of course the stars of the horse racing world. On the cards on the day were a total of 8 Group 1 races, of which was the total Prix Marcel Boussac, a Group 1 race for 2-year-old fillies run over 1,400 meters. The race is France's only Group 1 race exclusively for fillies, providing a glimpse into the performance of these horses in the following year's classics. The race is named in honor of Marcel Boussac, a successful breeder and owner who holds the distinction of being the only owner to have 6 winners in the Arc. In contention this year were 12 fillies. All eyes, however, were on the Aidan O'Brien trained Found, who had won her maiden race at Curragh and had run third in her previous start, the Group 1 Moyglare Stud Stakes on 14 September at Curragh. She was expected to run a big one here with a change in jockey this time around as Ryan Moore partnered her in the saddle. She would face stiff competition from the JC Rouget trained RWITC, who too had run third in her previous start, the Group 1 Prix d'Arly Morning Stakes at Deauville on 24th August. Christophe Soumillon was back in the saddle, looking at giving the filly her third win, even though she was stepping up in trip. Mrs. J. Harrington fielded Jack Naylor, who was coming into the contest with a success record of 3 wins from 4 starts, including a win in her previous start, a listed race over a mile. She would be looking at taking her winning tally up to 4 with Fran Berry in the saddle.
Full straight, she's on by a length and a half. Aveja second, Shahar running in third. Night of Light. Jack Ryan in behind Jack Naylor, and then on the inside is Found. They're followed through by Light in Paris, then Pink Rose and Soft Drink towards the outside of runners. Malabar is the back marker. The final bit of the turn into the straight coming up. Thank You Bye Bye leading from Shahar in second place. Aveja, the green jacket, right in behind him. Then Jack Naylor with Soft Drink towards the right. Found just being asked to quicken up. Also going okay is Night of Light, but she needs some running room. About 300 metres to go. Aveja, Christophe Soumillon easily take the lead here. Jack Naylor with a noseband. Here's Found. She's in the clear now in the blue and orange jacket. Aveja leads down inside the last 200 metres. Found has got...
Found justified her favourite tag as she battled home strongly to cross the finish line 2.5 lengths clear of Hervedia, with Jack Naylor coming in third. Found is a daughter of star stallion Galileo and looks ready to pave her way to a string of future successes. Next up was the Qatar Prix Jean-Luc Lagardere, a Group 1 race for 2-year-old colts and fillies run over 1,400 meters. Initiated in 1853 as the Grand Criterium, the race has evolved to now become France's oldest and most prestigious flat race for juvenile horses. The winner of this race now earns an automatic invitation to compete in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf after the race was added to the Breeders' Cup Challenge Series in 2011. In the fray this year were 9 juveniles ready to take a shot at the €350,000 purse. Mademoiselle Cricket head Mare, who has won every possible race in France and has had 3 winners in this race, this year fielded Full Mast, who made a winning debut last month in the Group 3 Prix La Roche here at Longchamp over the same trip, and would now be looking at handing her master her 4th win in this race with Thierry Thulier in the saddle once again. Andre Faber had a runner in Territories who had run 3rd to Full Mast in that race and would be looking at reversing the form on him here with Maxime Gouillon partnering him. The favourite here, however, was the John Quinn trained the Wow Signal, who held a success record of 3 wins from as many starts, including a win in the Group 2 Coventry Stakes at Ascot and the Group 1 Prix d'Arly Morny Stakes over at Deauville. Frankie Dettori, who had guided him home on both occasions, was back in the saddle once again, looking at making it 4 from 4.
Actor Bante is next. War Envoy is just the back marker. Still about 400 metres to go. Now Full Mast canters up on the outside of the Wow Signal, who's ridden along. Here's Glen Eagles on the outside of Nucifera. This is wide open. They still have 300 metres to go.
While it was the Aidan O'Brien trained Glen Eagles who was first past the post, a steward's inquiry revealed that the colt had bumped 2 horses on his way home and was hence demoted to 3rd, catapulting Full Mast to the top spot, while Territories was in 2nd. The Wow Signal was quickly in the front but lost steam halfway up the straight and eventually trailed in last of all. After that, it was time for the ladies once again, with the Group 1 Prix de l'Opéra Longines open to fillies and mares 3 years and older run over 2,000 meters. This year, 11 runners faced the starter, of which was the Freddie Head trained We Are, who was making her 3rd start here after winning both her previous starts, including the Saint Allery Stakes, Group 1 over the same trip here at Longchamp. Thierry Jarnet partnered her once again. James Fanshawe had a runner here in Ribbons, who was coming into the contest on the back of a win in the Prix d'Arly Jean Romanet Stakes Group 1 over the same trip at Deauville. Frankie Dettori, who had guided her home on that occasion, would be looking at doing the same once again. It was, however, the Dermot well-trained Tarafasha who had run 2nd to Tagruda in the Investec Oaks and had won her previous start, the Moyglare Blandford Stakes Group 2 at Curragh, who was the favourite here. Regular jockey Pat Smullen held her reins once again.
A little from the rails, and Ribbons in white and black is next to her. It is followed through against the running rail by Shamkala. The Aga Khan's other runners on the right there, Narneen, just ahead of We Are in the mainly white jacket. And then comes Siddhartha, blue and white colours towards the right. She's on the outside of Theodora, a red cap now. And the back marker is Lavender Lane as they've come to the top of the hill, beginning the right-handed turn and downhill on towards home. Nymphere continues to have the lead from Tarfasha with the noseband sent after her now in 2nd place. Still there is Chrysoles in the red jacket. Ribbons looking for a way through. Shamkala hidden against the rails, but now Tarfasha and Pat Smullen have taken it up.
It was a vindication of sorts for We Are as she landed the race in 2 minutes 2.33 after she was denied her win in the Prix Saint Allare in May. Ribbons held in 2nd, a neck behind, while Roger Varian's Hadatha was in 3rd. Tarafasha came in 4th.
Time for us to slip into a quick break here on the Winning Post. When we return, we'll be back with the big one. Stay with us.
With some upsets and nail-biting racing action, it was time for the biggest race of the weekend, the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. In the field this year were 20 runners ready to battle it out in this contest to be run over 2,400 meters. Last year's winner Trev was back in contention this year, attempting to become the only horse since 1978 to win the race 2 years running after alleged accomplished that feat in 1977-78. For Trev, this race was a make or break since she was written off in many quarters after 3 successive defeats, especially in the Prix Vermeil, where she ran 4th. Thierry Jarnet partnered her for the occasion, replacing Frankie Dettori. Andre Faber saddled Flincher, who ran second to Ruler of the World in the Prix Four Stakes and will be looking at going one better here with Maxime Gouillon on his back. John Gostin's filly Jagruda was the much-touted favourite here, and not surprisingly so, considering her success record of 4 wins from 5 starts. The filly had won every race since her debut, including the Investec Oaks, the King George and Queen Elizabeth VI Stakes at Ascot, and was only narrowly defeated by Tapestry in the Yorkshire Oaks. Paul Hannigan, who had ridden her in all but one start, would partner her once again, looking at catapulting her to the winner's circle.
Prix de Triomphe.
Thanks, Mike. The final couple are going in. Ecto takes his position. Gold Chip's been a bit of a handful down to the start, but he's in now. So 2,400 metres, this fascinating race. Away they go for the Arc de Triomphe. A huge roar from the crowd as Gold Chip is the final one to leave the starting gates. Ruler of the World is the leader early on. Not a strong pace either. Montviron, Al-Kazim, Avenir Certain. She's taken quite a strong hold. Ivanhoe and Kingston Hill from high draws have got into prominent places. They've got into 3rd or 4th places. Gold Chip's the back marker. Harpstar is 1 length ahead of him. Freeport Lux just away towards the back of the main group as well. Now they settle and the pacemaker goes on. Montviron leading, Kingston Hill right behind him. Tagruda up there into 4th place. Blue colours travels strongly. Rule of the World, Avenir Certain the next 2. Flincher, Ivanhoe, Al-Kazim behind those. And then we have Dolnir and Spirit Jim. Tapestry in the dark blue colours. Chiquita is next. Ecto is next to her. And then Siljan Saga, Prince Gibraltar just away. Couple of lengths away to Freeport Lux, a gap then to the red cap of Harpstar, and the grey Gold Chip is right at the rear of the field. Now they're at the top of the hill, swinging right-handed. There'll be a good 20 lengths first to last, and it's Montviron leading. Andrea Zen has got Kingston Hill right behind him in 2nd place. On the rails, Avenir Certain, the light blue jacket. Then Ruler of the World travels strongly as they go across the sprint course for Frankie Dettori in 4th. Tagruda, Flincher, the next 2. Trev travels strongly right against the rails. Jane 5th or 6th position. Ivanhoe is next from Al-Kazim. And then comes Tapestry. They're into the full straight. Already they're heading towards home in the Arc de Triomphe. Montviron leading, about 2 lengths ahead to Kingston Hill in 2nd. Avenir Certain is in 3rd. Ruler of the World and Trev the next 2. Tagruda, Flincher, Ivanhoe behind those. Gold Chip, the grey, has launched from the back of the field. Harpstar still last. This is the home straight in the Arc de Triomphe, and it's still Montviron, the pacemaker, in front. Trev, look to the left. Avenir Certain is coming there. Ruler of the World behind those. Tagruda down the centre, but Trev, look at her. She's stormed through to the lead now with 200 metres to go. Avenir Certain into 2nd.
Trev returned to her brilliant best with a performance that oozed class and flair, becoming the first horse in 36 years to win back-to-back as she sailed clear of the opposition, crossing the post with 2 lengths over Flincher, while Jagruda was in 3rd, a length and a quarter behind. The filly was soon retired after the race, but what she accomplished here will be remembered for years to come. Trev's gallant run gave way to the Qatar Prix de la Foret, open to horses 3 years and older, run over 1,400 meters. This year's running of the contest saw 14 contenders come into the parade ring. The Tom Hogan trained Gordon Lord Byron, owned by Cyrus Poonawalla, who won the race in 2012, was back this year looking at notching up another victory after running second in the Bedford Sprint Cup over at Haydock over the same trip where he was denied a race double. Wayne Lawden was in the saddle once again. The Richard Hannon trained Olympic Glory was coming into the contest on the back of a third-place finish in the Group 1 Jacques Le Marois Stakes over at Deauville and would be looking at improving on that form with Frankie Dettori in the saddle. Freddie Head had a runner in Anodyne who was the favoured one here. The colt had run ahead of Olympic Glory in the Jacques Le Marois and would be looking at clinching the top spot this time out with Olivier Pellier in the saddle.
Straight, the second winning post, but they're into the straight now. Nuzu Canarios by 2 lengths. Gamarth in the white and blue jacket on the rails. Then Ansgar. Gordon Lord Byron shoved along in 4th place on the outside of Anodan. Further back then is Al Jamahir and Vorder towards the right. Caraconti having a dreadful run through. Nuzu Canarios, though, is heading down with 300 metres to go to Ansgar in second place. Vorder's coming down the centre. Gamarth and Gordon Lord Byron behind those. Olympic Glory flashing home in mid-division. Nuzu Canarios from Gordon Lord Byron in the red. Olympic Glory is mounting a huge challenge coming through with Dettori from last to first. Olympic Glory has won it easily as well. What a great run. Gordon Lord Byron, I think, has just held second.
Frankie Dettori earned some consolation after he was replaced as Trev's rider in the Arc, as his charge Olympic Glory came with the last to first rally and sailed to victory under him with 2 lengths over Gordon Lord Byron, while Nujo Canarius was in third with Christophe Soumillon on his back.
A splendid win indeed for Trev, who was not expected to win this race, but by doing so, she has done it the 2nd year running. We're going to slip into a quick break here. When we return, it'll be back to India and we head straight to Nanoli Stud. Stay with us. Welcome back to Winning Post Asia, powered by Delton Casinos in association with the Serum Institute of India. Time now to come back to home turf, and the Nanoli Stud Pune Derby is just around the corner. Let's have a look at the history of the stud farm, this race, and of course, the top contenders.
If there is something that stands as a firm and true testament to one man's passion, it is the Nanoli Stud Farm.
It all, I suppose, comes down in the genes. It was my parents who were very fond of horses, and I think probably I made a debut on the racecourse when I was 3 years old, but that's in 1950. So I've been here for a couple of years now, and I hope I'm going to be there for some more.
Set up in 1994, the farm has today grown and expanded to stand over 300 acres.
We started buying land there in 1991, and of course it all started like a small dream. We'll buy 20 acres, we'll put up a few trees, build a small cottage, and have a few dogs and horses and have a great time. But it never stays that way. You know, it started expanding, you started getting a bit successful, so you wanted more and more, and now we are at nearly 300 acres of land. But you know, we are really enjoying it, and it's great, yeah.
The farm combines equine knowledge that has been passed down over generations with the latest technology and is home to great sires and exceptional mares alike, producing classic winners with commendable consistency. The farm has risen to great heights over the years and has firmly secured its position as one of the country's top stud farms. Breeding in India is still in a developmental stage. However, it stands where it does today because of the efforts of a few men dedicated to raising the bar when it comes to breeding standards in India. And one of those is Khushru Dhanjiboy. The Nanoli Stud Farm near Pune is a product of the tireless efforts of Khushru Dhanjiboy.
Stud farming is not doing too well in India. There's been a period of gross overproduction, I think it's falling in line now. I think in another year or two you'll be seeing horses getting better prices because the numbers have fallen. Sadly, there's no expansion of race courses which will take on more horses, so in that sense it's a bit limited. We are hoping that we are hearing sounds that there should be one in Punjab and one in Rajasthan and so on and so forth, but it's not really materialized as yet. But we hope it will, so let's see.
The farm, along with Capricorn Stud, are home to 4 top stallions, and the most promising of those is King Dhaka.
At the moment, the one that has got horses running is King Dhaka, and he's a horse by Flying Spur, who's an Australian horse, out of a family which has been quite successful in Australia. He has produced quite a few winners in his first crop. I think there are about 10 winners out of a crop of 22. And also he's got, I think, one of the leading contenders for the Pune Derby in Zachary. So we are seeing, we're hoping that he's going to be quite a good success. As far as Western Aristocrat is concerned, he's a son of Mr. Greeley, out of quite a successful horse in India called Rebuttal. You know, he's at another farm, but it's a family that is sort of starting to prove in India. It's a Mr. Prospector line horse. He's thrown some very, very nice foals. I was just seeing them earlier and I was quite impressed by them. So I think he's got a very good future. We've also got What's the Script here, who's also a graded winner, a grade 2 winner. He was second in the Breeders' Cup Mile to Goldikova, who was champion filly in the world. So he's also got a very good sort of track record. He's thrown some very nice babies. We're going to race quite a few of them ourselves, and we're hoping that he's going to be quite a good success. And the last stallion we have is Midnight Interlude, who's the winner of the Santa Anita Derby, a Group 1 race in America. He's a son of Danzig, through the Danzig line horse, and War Chant, and his first crop has just fallen, is on the ground. We feel they're nice horses, but you know, in stallions, you can never say until they really run.
The most attended occasion at the RWITC in Pune, the finest display of equine prowess, a red letter day in the Pune racing calendar, all combined to make up one event, the Nanoli Stud Pune Derby. The association, which began over 2 decades ago, has, with each passing year, gained in popularity and grown in stature to become a marquee event in Pune. The event, spread over 2 days, comes out on top on both counts, entertainment and top-class racing. The Oktoberfest, with its distinct German flair, provides the perfect backdrop for the thrilling action that the race brings, making it an affair that is looked forward to with equal fervour year after year.
Yeah, well, the Nanoli Stud Derby is always the prime event in Pune, and of course we are now collaborating with the Oktoberfest. So we're really looking forward to a huge crowd and a great day of fun.
This year's renewal promises to be just as exciting as the previous ones. In contention this year are 11 3-year-olds. Zachary, trained by Janardhan, however, is the most favoured one, after his victory in the S.A. Poonawalla Multi-Million just 2 weeks ago. The runner, who is owned and bred by the race's sponsor Khushru Dhanji Boy, looks set to give the man an added reason to celebrate on the day. Another promising contender here is War Command, trained by Kartik Ganpati, who had 2 back-to-back wins in the FT Wadia Trophy in Pune and the Mysore 2000 Guineas. The colt seems like one who could cause an upset here. Malesh Naredu will be fielding Kasar, who is another one to watch out for. The colt won the Shapurji Palanji Breeders Juvenile Colts Championship over in Mumbai and followed that up with a win in Pune in the General Rajendra Singh Ji Million.
Well, that's all we have time for on this episode of The Winning Post. But remember, if you've missed anything, you can always catch it on our YouTube channel. Do like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. And until we see you next time, may the horse be with you. Goodbye.